Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on in. We're going to get into a collective message and just see whatever our message may be for right now. We have Empress, we have Five of Swords. Before I say anything else, obviously we're rocking with a Libra energy, a divine feminine, and we have an argument. We got possibly a Libra Gemini Aquarius arguing with a Libra Gemini Aquarius. This could be somebody who feels like they just really botched things with an individual that they have a lot of respect for, but unfortunately things did not go very well. This was the end of a chess game, a conversation that maybe should have been a conversation, instead turned into a fight. And it's like, well, I guess that's the end of that. Um, it definitely feels like I don't know if this was, it turned into like a tit for tat. Hi guys, so good to see you. AC, Myra J. Okay, we have a Two of Cups. Oh dear. So what's so crazy is that he maybe came to the conclusion that I was dealing with an Empress. I was dealing with my Two of Cups. And yet that's the person I ended up having a huge fight with. Why did I have a fight with someone that I respect this much, care about this much, somebody who maybe was even trying to give me love, and I fought with them, and it is created like that. That was the end of this storyline. Hi everyone, so great to see you. Linda, thank you, sweetheart. Hi Renee. Hi AJ. Fallen Raven, so great to see you. Tina's just passing time. Hey babe. Oh, Angelina Davina, love it. So we have Knight of Coins. Oh boy. I almost feel like this is something that has happened quite a while ago, but I don't know if we have possibly a masculine. We're going to read it this way because you can see he's like, oh my God, she just walked away. And maybe this is the second time she walked away, right? We have two figures here, both feminine. They've had two big blow ups. And it's like, it just happened again. Maybe he was trying to talk to her and it went really badly, and he's reflecting on all of this. Maybe the second time he tried to talk to her was after like an expanse of time, and it didn't go any better. I don't know why they had this fight, but he was really drawn to her. Let me just ask, what was the fight about? What is it that you're, grabbing your forehead over because of this like distress that you're in? 10 of Wands. He's like, I said the wrong thing again. I literally blew it again. I had two ways to go. One way was clearly, now I know, like, did I not learn anything from the last argument we had? He's sitting here with a book on top of his head going, I literally already knew that if I did or said X, Y, or Z, it would become a gigantic tornado again. I had plenty of time to figure out how to handle this. I could see the clearer way ahead. I could have calmed things down between us. Instead, I just blew it up with her even worse. And here he is at this crossroads, and you can see he's veering down the road, or veered down the road of, there's two ways to like lay down burdens. And one is to say, okay, we got things back on track and we're doing great. The other way is to say, I was the burden and she didn't want to deal with me anymore. I walked right into the tornado. I chose the path of arguing and fighting with her when that isn't even what I wanted to do. She's my Two of Cups, and I guess I had a fight with her instead of healing things. Let me just go a little further on that. Knight of Swords. He had this idea that reaching out would, like, okay, I'm going to impulsively do this. And maybe he didn't pre-think what he wanted to say. If he suddenly like took action to communicate with her, reach out to her, interact with her, and he didn't bother to think about what am I going to say to her? What is the bridge I'm trying to cross with her? What am I prepared to say to her? I'm wondering if he impulsively reached out saying, you know what? We had a problem. We obviously had a fight a long time ago, right? Then he reaches out to her after some time has passed and immediately winds up botching it again. But it's because he had this brilliant idea that, I know what, I'm going to reach out to her, I'm going to talk to her, and I guess everything will be great. Instead, what we got to was that higher self was like blocked and clogged. And this is, what is the higher self really guiding us to think about or to say? Maybe he wasn't listening to his higher self, where it's like, if you're reaching out to her, you should have a plan in mind. What do you want with her? Because that's what she's going to probably want to know, because she's confused. What is it? What are your wishes? Why are you contacting me? What is it that you want? Hang on, what was your answer? Because I'm thinking that she might have asked you point blank, like, I'm not sure I know what you're talking to me for. What are you saying? And I'm afraid that they basically were like, oh, just saying hi, because this is a page of coins. Maybe they were really jazzed and they were like, she's talking to me. This is awesome. We can kind of start things over. But if she asked them, what is it that you are wanting out of this? Like, maybe she was thinking, okay, are they actually reaching out to me because they want to like get married? Are they trying to hatch things up? Is this some huge proclamation? What is it? They must have some really divine inspiration that made them reach out to me. So what is it? I want to know, why are you reaching out to me? And they're like, just to say hi. Okay, I could see why that would have been like, how freaking insulting. What's the deal? We have a King of Cups. Okay, so she was expecting something huge, right? She was expecting huge profession of emotion. She would have received it, because we actually have a feminine on this king, and she's totally made out of water. And her mind is like mind blown, like, oh my God, he's reaching out to me. What is it that he wants? I'm ready to receive any of the really loving, really important words that he's about to say. And then instead he says something like, just saying hi randomly. That page of coins is fine if you don't know somebody yet and you just want to, this is a page of coins is the kind of conversation we have with, the grocery store clerk that we think is hot. And, we're getting to know them a little bit, and it's kind of fun banter back and forth. And we, intentionally always go through their line at the store. And, that's great, right? It's a professional environment. It's a safe environment, but maybe there's a little bit of like, well, when I shop again on, I'm in here every Thursday, and, let's be honest, our money doesn't go anywhere for groceries anymore. So we probably have to go to the store a little bit more frequently, because there's almost no food in the packaging anymore. Sorry. Fictional story, real comment. But in this fictional story, let's just say it's like, I'll see you on Thursday, because I shop in here on Sunday and Thursday to get my 5.5 ounces of chips that used to be 22 ounces. But I'll let you know how my week goes. That's totally fine. That's lighthearted conversation. Probably not appropriate, though, if you had a fight this big with an empress that is your Two of Cups. Probably can't have the same casual dialogue that we would have, that's fluffy, that's lighthearted, maybe a bit of a flirtation, or, looking forward to saying hi to you again, on Thursday. That's not appropriate for our Two of Cups Empress energy, especially if you've already had a fight with her. And now she wants to know, after all this time, you're reaching out to her. Okay, so you have something huge to tell me, right? You have something big. You must have all this love. You must have all these things that you want to say to me, right? Oh, just saying hi. Like that does not match up. And if that's what blew this thing up again, no wonder. I'm saying it didn't match up. She was expecting something like, you're coming in with your heart, and you're coming in to heal my heart, right? We've got this heart with, little wings on it. We've got her as this King of Cups. She would have been ready to give her whole like love to them. She would have been like, okay, they're reaching out to me. This is really important to them. That must be why they're contacting me, right? And instead it's like, they want to chit chat about Pop-Tarts. Like, what the hell? Elizabeth Vallejo Sanders, thank you, Angel. You are so generous. Thank you, babe. Thank you for that beautiful donation. AC, thank you. You guys are so generous. Thank you. With this Six of Pentacles, it's just, yeah. I expected you to be on the same page as me if you were reaching out to me to say something now of merit. I'm a freaking empress. So you don't approach an empress as a page, right? Nobody would do that, because that's insulting, especially when you already know me and you've already dealt with me, and we already had an argument, and then you approach me again as a freaking page. I mean, it does. It comes across as insulting. It's like, let me put it this way. You don't go to somebody's like award ceremony where it's a black tie event, and you show up in, like unwashed and, with one shoe missing and one flip flop on, and drunk, and, just totally running amok, and only in a pair of shorts and no shirt. You don't show up to somebody's award ceremony that's a black tie event like that. That would be disrespectful to them. That would be like you intentionally want to make a spectacle. You want to disrespect them. You want to disrespect the entire ceremony. It doesn't feel supportive. It doesn't feel kind. It feels like you're there to make a mess of their moment, their reputation. It feels like you're trying to damage something for them. And I feel like that's the equivalent of them showing up as a page after there was already a fight, and they're approaching an empress about something as important as, you're my 2 of cups, you're the love of my life. Let me show you how little that means to me. Now, I'm not saying that it meant little to them. I'm saying they showed up, like I said, with one flip-flop on and unwashed for 3 days and totally unprepared. But they thought, I'm going to just suddenly show up. That's my great idea. We had this fight. I haven't talked to her in forever. I really want to talk to her. So, I'll just reach out. And I won't have any other plan for anything. And she'll ask me, why am I talking to her? And I'll just be like, hey, yeah, that was no way. There wasn't even an apology thought out. There wasn't even a plan for what they wanted to do. So now they're face palming, right? Because they just blew it a second time. Why did you do it that way, character? How come you didn't give it more thought? Is it just that your brain works, faster than, your impulses work faster than your brain, is maybe the way I should have said that. King of Pentacles, Strength card. Look, I know it didn't come out right at all, the way they handled this. It definitely didn't translate well to the Empress. It definitely, I think that the Empress probably shut them down and real fast and was like, okay, so you literally, you just wanted to say hi. Okay, well, thanks for saying hi. Bye-bye. I'm thinking that she just shut down. And yet in their mind, maybe they thought it'll be like starting over. And maybe they forgot to tell her this bit. I really want to offer her something huge. I want her to look at me like somebody that's really strong. I want to introduce myself to her all over again. But I don't think that they led that way. I don't think that they said, I have long-term intentions. I want you to see me as a powerful, brave King of Pentacles who has a lot to offer you. So I want to start things over with you if you'll let me. I don't think they did that. I think they were just like, hey. I don't think they got to the point of explaining what their real plan was. Now, again, they thought for some reason this was a great idea. They had the light bulb, right? Both of these cards, they had the light bulb moment. But for some reason, they did the same thing all over again. And they're like, why did I not learn from last time? And I still don't understand. Is it just that you don't see it from, nobody can get in your head and see it how you see it. That's why you got to use your words. And if you already had a big problem with somebody and you cared about them that much, why not take the time to really think about how you're going to do something and how you're going to approach them with grace and with reverence if they're that important to you? How come you didn't? I can see you had good intentions, but how come it just didn't come out that way? Hanged Man is like, well, I thought about it a whole bunch. I thought about how I would do this. And then what was the thinking not getting you answers? So you decided to just blurt. 9 of Cups. I almost think that the more this person plays things out in their mind, the more they imagine they already laid the groundwork or something. It's so weird because we have this, for some reason they told themselves after thinking a ton before approaching her, after their first fight, and then they thought about it and they were like, I need to be a King of Pentacles. I got to offer her something really stable. And the more they thought about what that would look like, the more they were like, That's what she wanted the first time around. She wanted somebody that was like stable. That would be her wish come true. Me actually giving something of solid, like that's what I should have done the first time around. I should have let her know I was serious. I would have met, her needs, and it would be like everything would work great. They figured that bit out, but then to connect the dots, like, well, I want to give her those things. I want to tell her that I want to give her those things. They forgot that one piece. I need to tell her that's what I want to do. And instead they just showed up in her world with this stupid, like, I'm saying stupid because it was just a page. And the pages, not the pages are stupid, but you can't go backwards when there's an expectation of something very significant, a big apology, a big explanation, a mature conversation, and instead you come in with this really minimal effort, even though we can see that they didn't think of it as minimal effort. They thought a lot about what she would want and what they would want to give, but then they forgot to like explain that, and they just tried to open up the door with her without like explaining this bit. I've been thinking about this nonstop. I really want to make you happy. I want you to see me as this king. We have the Justice card and we have the Lovers. I don't know yet if this is them feeling like now they've been done wrong, because this is kind of exasperation. But I don't know if it's aimed at them like, oh my God, I keep doing her wrong, or if it's them saying, you know what, this isn't fair because I just want to love her. I was going to offer her so many great things. I mean, this is a struggle because it's like maybe this person has the greatest intentions in the world, but they literally botch it so freaking bad by not, pausing long enough. Maybe they're just impulsive. But let me see. Why is the Justice card there? Are you thinking that you've messed this up? Or are you thinking that how come she can't just accept, what you're trying to offer? We got the Sun. Now they're having the clarity here. So this person was late to the game of like comprehension. And this person, I'm sure, is very smart, but maybe their brain, like I said, there's something about the impulsive action before they think. They only see it through their own mind. I totally think this person could be an air sign. No, not to the air signs, but very intelligent, but it all plays out up here. Maybe they're remember we had that strategy here. Maybe they play out all the moves and then they almost imagine how to win the chess game. And they think that they can skip ahead to all the moves and just win the chess game with one move. They forgot that's not how that works. You have to say something. You have to let the other person respond. You have to respond in kind. You have to discuss things back and forth. It's like their brain tried to find the big answer, which is, I really love them. I just need to get to that point. But they forgot all the rest of the moves that needed to be made on that board. And they're just now understanding it. It's just now becoming clear. By the way, some strong Leo, some strong Libra, some strong Gemini, some strong Cancer. So this, and Pisces also, this whole storyline here has been somebody that, look, I think that their intentions were really good. The way they played it out, straight up wrong, right? They wanted this person to choose them. I want you to love me, want to love me. But I didn't give you any reason to want to love me because I didn't, A, consult with you. I didn't, B, give to you. Then when I realized that I needed to, I tried to pop back in, never telling you any of the things that were on my mind, and still try to come in as a page, not discuss anything like how important you are to me, how much you mean to me. Like that seems to be where they're like, oh my God, this was a big old mess. Yeah, it's not fair that I would ask somebody to pick me, love me, when I haven't actually said any of the things that needed to be said. I didn't approach you with any of those things. It's like they think that they felt those things, therefore they almost imagine that it came out of their mouths, but it did not. I feel like the light bulb's going on. They're seeing all this now. Okay, so with that in mind, what have we got? 9 of Pentacles is sideways. Is it too late? Is she off on her own? Is she somebody I can never get back? Is she happy being single without me? Is she better off without me? Is there a chance to approach a third time? Or is this like she's content without me? They don't know. Thank you so much. Caterers, thank you, babe. You are so kind. Thank you, love. Thank you for that. We have got the Tower in the reverse. Tower in the reverse is like, they don't really believe that it's totally over because they never yet got it right. And even though they're like, oh, I chose the path of chaos again, I almost think this person is going to come in for a third run up the mountain. It can't be over yet because I don't know if she really is done with me, because I never did actually say all the words. All those words that I need to say to her about how, like, you're my Two of Cups, you're my Empress, you're all these things. I never did say all those things to her, so she still doesn't know that part. So, are you taking a third run at the mountain? Six of Wands, Knight of Wands. Yep. Because they believe that there's this chance she might really be attracted to me, and it could work out really good if I finally said those things I never did say before. See, I think that this has played out over a long time. And I'm talking with that Five of Wands, Ten of Wands, the Five of Swords, wherever the fighting card went to. I'm thinking 5 is a number in there. I don't know if that's 5 years, 5 months, but all of this felt like it was quite some time has passed. And it's like, what if I could turn this around though? What if I could do this different? I mean, I never did say all the things. Now that I know those are the things I should have said, what if I did it now? I could still have a 10 of Cups maybe, because she never knew all the things I didn't say. That's why she walked away from me. That's why she doesn't want anything to do with me. That's why it always ends up bad, because I never said all the things. But that means I could still say them, and maybe we'd get that 10 of Cups still. Maybe this could be super successful, and she'd be like, oh, you're really hot. You're really sexy. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm laughing. But I mean, I'm happy that this character is finally like getting it. They're finally wrapping their head around what has been missing, which is vocabulary. Come on, character. Let's get these words out of your mouth. What are you doing, darling? Are you talking? Are you... Two of Pentacles. Okay. Once again, back to the drawing board while I'm weighing. What should I say? What should I say? You should say all the things that you didn't say. Come on, character. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Two of Cups upright. Okay. So guess what? This time he's not going to be like, I don't want to say I want to work with you. I don't want to say, I think we could be, compatible together. This time it's like, I need to say, you're my Two of Cups. There's nobody else on earth that I feel this way about. Okay. Thank God. He's thinking about it this time. What do I do? I don't think it's right that I say, I miss working with you. Because that's again, that would totally blow it. I think this is around to take. Dragon Fortnite, thank you, Angel. Thank you so much, baby. You're so generous. You guys, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. We have an Ace of Wands. We have a 10 of Wands. Yes, we're finally getting to some awesome, like every good Motown love song is what they need to say. I swear, if they're looking for words, look up any great Motown love song. The songs spoke so much of, like the songs were storytellings more at one point in history, and they were love songs that just like, you could just feel somebody's love. You could feel their heart through the music. You could just hear in the lyrics. And I'm not saying there aren't great songs now, because I mean, there's fabulous musicians always in every decade. But I'm feeling like this kind of thing is like, this is big passion. This is big love. This is, I want to put an end to the hurt and the pain without you, baby. Like I'm howling at your door. This is big, and they need to go ahead and lay everything on the line this time with that 10 of Wands. It's look, I know it's already too late. I know I'm too late for this. I know the train left the station. I know that, but I got to say all these things just so you finally get to hear what I meant to say all those times that I missed the train, all those times that I didn't ever get this out of my lips. I have to tell you now. I feel like they have been crazy about, we'll say her, all this time. In a way, they have never been crazy about anybody else. And it's remained. It's not like it fades or anything, as messed up as this whole story has been. Like, she's the one that they still want that 10 of cups with. And this is exactly the stuff they never said to her. Instead, they either texted an emoji, or they texted to say hi, or they put in minimal effort to try to, course connect or course correct something with her in the past. Like, nothing has ever been said that needed to be said about how important this is. That's the reason this kept failing. If somebody's important to you, say it and show it, right? This is very, if they're going to go all in this time, and then, I mean, hell, they can still be impulsive, but say the things that need to be said, even if you're just going to blurt them out. I feel like that's where they're landing. Yeah. 2 of Wands, 4 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, well, if I did this, if I handed the world over, if I handed everything that I had over in a dialogue, at least then I would know if she still doesn't want me, then I know I don't have to feel sad anymore because it wasn't meant to be. She's not interested. So I think that they're about to just go ahead and say, I got to pick a lane and I got to lay it all out there so that at least I can stop having sleepless nights. I'm exhausted from this. I do feel like this has been something where they haven't been able to move on. This is somebody who's like asleep at the train station, ticket in hand, but they can't go anywhere. They can't move on. They've been left at the same train station, in love with her all this time, the same way we saw in that 10 of Wands. It's like, I know I missed it. I know that it's too late, but you know what? I didn't move on from this because I never ever said what I should have. So I've been in love with you all this time. You don't want to talk to me all this time. I blew it a second time with you, but I actually never got the words out that I needed to. Let me just ask, is this going to stun her? Because I'm feeling like this could be a bit of a stunner. Dragon Fortnite. I will do that, love. Thank you, you sweetheart. We have a 5 of Cups. We have a 2 of Wands. I said, is this going to stun her, or what's this going to be like for her? And it's like, honestly, she could be quite devastated by this, because it's like, why the hell couldn't you have said this before? What you had to think this long to figure out whether or not I mattered, or, what on earth changed that, now you think you love me? She has questions, probably because if you felt this way before, why did you never say it? Page of Pentacles sideways. She wants an answer to, then why'd you act like that before? Why'd you do that, Page of Pentacles? If it mattered so much, why did you do that to me before? A fair question. You notice she's not taken any of their proclamation at face value without responding, is what it looks like to me. Because I think it could be like, she may cry when she gets this message, and she may also need to know the answer of, why did you not, how'd you miss telling me something more important than before? We got the Hierophant sideways. We're still in delicate territory with these two. I feel like communication is the worst for these two, because if their response on the tip of their lips is like, I don't know, I just didn't really think about it, it's not going to come out right. But here's the thing, the really important component, and I know I'm totally advocating for this person right now. Look, they struggle with impulsive action that doesn't actually convey all the other stuff that was already in their head and heart. They take action and they say things without, when they've thought everything else through their head, but that's not the part that comes out. And if their response is going to be like, I didn't really think about it, that's not exactly it either. It's that they didn't think about those words to say, like, well, you're the person I wanted to marry. It's more like, I don't know how to connect to my higher self sometimes. My brain thinks things out, but then my lips do these other things. And I don't know. I don't know why this person does struggle a little bit with that. Dragon Fortnite, thank you again, baby. Oh my God, you're so sweet. 6 of Cups in the reverse, 5 of Cups upright. If anything, oh my God, they're so going to botch this again. I'm like, I'm so tense on their behalf because it looks like their freaking response is going to still leave it so confusing. And it's going to be like, well, I actually thought you didn't even want me anymore. I thought you weren't very interested in me. Like, I don't know. I didn't really think about saying that to you. I didn't really think you wanted me, and I didn't know that you were hurt over things at first. This person, they don't pick up on social cues, perhaps quite the same way. I think this is one of those delicate stories where, look, they would have been back in an instant if she had ever called out to them or called them or wanted to talk to them further. They would have been back in her world in a flash. And I do think that for all the other like botched dialogue that may take place here, this could be the saving grace. It's like if I had known that you actually did want to hear those things from me, like I wanted to say those things, but I didn't think to say them. I didn't think that you wanted me. If I had known you would have, I would have been back a lot sooner. Look, this is frustrating to have to tell this story because I'm like this, like I'm cringing and stressing for this character because I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, why are you operating in such a, you're making it difficult and you're leaving all this room and you say just the things that could leave a lot of hurt and stir up more like hurt feelings or insults, even though I don't think that this is their intention at all. At all. I think that the way this person operates and processes is totally different than like what we would expect. And that could make it very difficult for them, even in a relationship that, I mean, their heart seems to be all into this, has always been. And so I'm actually kind of like wanting these two to get to the point of being able to reconnect. But it's going to be a lot of patience required and a lot of like staying calm maybe on her part and like trying to comprehend how this person operates. Is that going to be possible? I just feel like the communication aspect is going to be their kryptonite. 8 of Pentacles. If she can ask the correct questions, and maybe one of them is like, so wait a second, even during our fights then, where it seemed like you didn't care at all, you're trying to tell me that I have been the person on your mind? There is a question of loyalty here. You mean you've been loyal to me for however long? You mean you've wanted to work things out with me? So you didn't act like I didn't matter and then go off and get with other people? You mean you've wanted to work things out with me? You mean you've been loyal to this with me? Even though you didn't say anything, and in fact, quite the reverse, made me feel like there was nothing, you had no interest in me, or that it really didn't matter. So this has been a wound that you've been carrying. I mean, that 4 of Swords is the silence in the wound that didn't heal. It almost feels like if she can maybe ask the questions that she needs answers to try to understand, like, wait, so you're telling me that this mattered a whole lot to you? Like, what have you been doing in the time I haven't talked to you since last time you contacted me and it didn't make a lick of sense? Like, she's going to have to like get to the point of maybe asking those more blunt questions to try to get to the understanding of like, this person operates so differently then. This Inspiration of Cups, this is a card of an apology. This is the card of a new beginning of emotion. And we see that it's like dawning on her. She may be starting to recognize maybe this person actually does like love me a ton. You mean they weren't out running around with other people? They weren't trying to act like I didn't matter, but they don't, the breakdown is between what they have been thinking and the words that come out. Okay, that is something, while it could be difficult to navigate, certainly not impossible at all. Yeah, if these two can really be in the present moment and not go right back into a cycle of, never mind, I don't get what you're saying, you make me feel insulted and I'm done. If they could just really sit with, like a dialogue back and forth, maybe they need to be in each other's presence too. And they need to actually like be in real time. Cause I feel like these two are going to have, yeah, they're definitely going to have to see things through a different perspective. And I know a lot of this falls maybe on her shoulders. She's going to have to look at the way they have behaved from their view. because I kind of think that they're doing the best they can with the tools that they got in their toolbox in this story, but they just don't operate the same way. And of course, that could be super hurtful and frustrating, but it doesn't look like there was ever an intention to dismiss or treat this connection like it wasn't important. It just looks like it's taken them a long time to understand that that's how it came across. That's, they even said, then it looks like I did this whole thing wrong, but now they understand how it would have looked to her eyes. So this has been, yes, a freaking train wreck, but in this, hi, baby. Hi, my love. In this train wreck that we see, this is where I would argue motive means a great deal. If the motive was not to be disrespectful, was not to be, like treating somebody like they didn't matter, I think that we can give a lot of passes and a lot of forgiveness to characters that are just like, I don't maybe always say the things that I should. My brain doesn't process information the same way, but there's definitely real caring here. So it just, I know it definitely makes us look at a character differently. Hi. How's my boy? Huh? Tatanka wants to go out? Then I'll take you out. All right, you guys. He has called upon the mommy. So I must go. Yes. Yes, my love. His little snout is resting on my hip right now to tell me that this is Aries time. I'll be back again later on tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Forgive me for not getting a chance to say hello to everybody, but when he comes in and starts shuffing at me, he's 1 second away from starting to bark. So I'm gonna take off. I'll be back later, you guys. Thank you for being here. Lots of love. Bye for right now. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.